Okay. What's up? My name is Steven Michaels. Welcome to the number one Raiders show in the world. This is the Raiders Daily Podcast. Okay, before we get right into it, let me just tell you, if you want to support the show and my content, you can on Venmo at the Raiders Daily Podcast. I also have a PayPal link that's I think it's on YouTube or something like that in the description. But yeah, you can use the Venmo thing. Even on a YouTube, on a poster I made, I even put the QR code. So anyways, yeah, support the show if you like the show, because in 2022, you're going to see a lot of it. You're going to see mostly video shows on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, all live, all streaming, 3 times a week. So, this is something, it's going to be a big task. That's why I need people to, that's why I'm seeing if people will donate to the cause, man. Donate to your favorite Raiders show. So with that being said, let's get right into it, everyone. As you know, the Raiders let us all down last week when they lost. When Derek Carr lost against Jack Del Rio and the Washington football team. This is a game where the Raiders should have won easily. They end up losing 17-15. The reason why they lost, well, it's the same reason why they lost all these games, besides the Dallas game. But the third down conversions, they are terrible. When you're 2 for 8 on third downs, you're not going to win many football games. And also, when you get into the red zone and you don't punch it in and you settle for 3, guess what? You're not going to win football games. And now this coming week, this Sunday, just in a few days, the Raiders travel to Arrowhead and they take on the Kansas City Chiefs, where Derek Carr has only won 1 game since becoming the starter for the Raiders his rookie year in 2014. Basically, in 8 years, he has won 1 game, and that was last season during a pandemic where there was basically no fans in the stands. Now the place is going to be rocking. The Raiders, their season looks like it's over. But if they can find a way to pull out a miracle like they did against Dallas, that will keep their season alive. That will keep them alive at least for a week. That's how you got to think about this season right now. Unfortunately, this is the 3rd year in a row that Derek Carr completely falls apart at the end of the season. He's done it 3 years in a row. It started, I think, with that, it started with the Giants game, to be honest. And then after, the Giants game is how it started. He played so terrible. They lose against the New York Giants. They didn't even have Saquon Barkley. Incredible. Derek Carr played so bad in that game. They follow that up by getting just walloped on a primetime game against the Kansas City Chiefs, 41-14. Embarrassing. They follow that up. Derek Carr, beyond awful. Can't convert a third down and save his life against the Bengals in Vegas. They seem like they suck in Vegas, by the way. They lose that game 32-13. Then they follow that up when they go to Jerry's World on Thanksgiving and they beat the Dallas Cowboys in a game where the Cowboys are really talented. But here's the thing that people are missing. The Raiders are very talented. On paper, this team should be able to compete with any team in the AFC. For some reason, mostly Derek Carr, he does not execute. If you don't want to believe me, go ahead and ask anyone who covers football. Last week against Washington, Deshaun Jackson was wide open on a couple of plays. Zay Jones was open on, I think, 2 plays. Bryan Edwards was wide open, slant, middle of the field. Derek Carr throws that pass. He's gone for a touchdown. He misses so many big plays. He's not scoping the field. He's too worried about throwing an interception. Linebackers scared the living hell out of Derek Carr, especially when they look like they're going to bring pressure and then they don't. He just gets all rattled. When they do bring pressure and they hit him, everyone knows that. I mean, that's been a known thing. Players in the NFL, I believe Joey Bosa is the one that mentioned it. Everyone knows if you hit Derek Carr, if you sack him, he starts to crumble. I mean, can you imagine? That's what people think about you. All we got to do is hit him and we could take his soul away, basically. He cannot perform at a high level. He will suck the rest of the game. All we got to do is hit this guy. And that's what opposing defenses are doing in the NFL. They're going after Derek Carr. They're hitting him. They're getting him off rhythm. They're getting him scared. And in return, he cannot convert a third down. He's throwing it. I mean, it could be 3rd and 8, and he's throwing a 2-yard pass. He's dumping it off to the running back in hopes that, you get yards after a catch, I guess. But listen, John Madden used to say a long time ago, okay, if it's 3rd and 5, you should throw for 5 yards or 6 yards. You should never throw a pass that's only 1 yard or 2 yards if it's 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6. You should always throw it at least to the sticks so you know you're getting a first down. Derek Carr does not do that. He has let this fan base down once again. Now, I understand there are Derek Carr fanatics, like crazy fanatics. I don't believe they are Raider fans, though. The people who put Derek Carr before this franchise are not real Raider fans. They care about stats more than they care about wins. And to me, that is sickening. And you got to understand something here. I just cover this team. I grew up a Houston Oilers fan. So before people start saying, oh, you're just a Raiders fan you're just like the rest of them. No. I do this for a living. I cover the Raiders. I've been covering football my entire life. I'm telling you, this guy has not been consistent. I've been saying this for I don't know how many years now, and it's showing every single year. So at what point do these Carr fanatics just say, okay, man, yeah, you're right. We really want to win a Super Bowl. We want to get to the playoffs. We want to do something special. It's not happening with Derek Carr. He's a great guy. Great teammate. No doubt about it. There's nothing about this that is personal. It is all football related. And that's the only thing I care about. I don't care about what these guys do off the field. I really don't. The only thing I care about, I don't even think about them as human beings almost. You know what I mean? I study football. The only thing I care about is what they do on the field. And what he does on the field is he has these where he collapses. He collapses over and over again. In December, he goes on a losing streak. He plays like complete garbage. And all of a sudden, people start saying, hey, we got to replace this guy. We got to get another quarterback. And these fans that seem like they don't mind losing get all mad. You guys got to figure something out. There is no way you guys could be divided on an issue like this. The late, great owner for the Raiders, Al Davis, had one motto. It was just win, all right? Just win, baby. That's all he wanted, was to win. Not, hey, just great stats, baby. Who cares about stats? Do you think back in, 2000, 2001? I forgot what year it was. When the Baltimore Ravens went to the Super Bowl with that great defense and they beat the New York Giants, do you think Trent Dilfer cared about his stats or cared if he got a ring? I guarantee you, he cares more about that ring than he does any stats he has. And he doesn't have a lot. The guy sucked. But they had a great defense. And that's what drives me crazy about Derek Carr, by the way. People, there's excuses every year for Derek Carr. Oh, we don't have the right weapons. Oh, he doesn't have a defense, right? I've heard every excuse in the world. First of all, right now, he has enough weapons. If you gave all those weapons to, I don't know, name a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers or, I don't know, Dak Prescott or Any quarterback, I would say top 10 quarterback, if you gave them Hunter Renfrow, if you gave them Bryan Edwards, Deshaun Jackson, Darren Waller when he's healthy, I guarantee you they would be just fine. This guy has plenty of weapons. He just doesn't use them. When Darren Waller's out of the game, he forces it. He forces the ball to Hunter Renfrow over and over again. And Hunter Renfrow is amazing. In my opinion, though, he's probably one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL and one of the best route runners in the NFL. Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, I am telling you this. He's amazing. But you can't just lock in on one player or the other team's just going to surround him most of the game. And then you have no other options. And Derek Carr does this with Darren Waller. He locks in with him and just throws to him constantly. Now, Darren Waller is amazing. Use him. But just don't lock into him like he's the only receiver out there. You got other guys who are capable. You have Deshaun Jackson on a go route all by himself. Throw him the football. You have him in the middle of the field by himself. Throw him the football. What about Zay Jones? This guy has speed. Give him a chance. Throw him the ball. Now, last week against Washington, we will bring this up. Last play or second to last play, Derek Carr throws a bomb. Zay Jones is down there. Clearly, the Washington cornerback or safety, I don't remember who it was at this point, grabbing on the Zay Jones's jersey. That should have been a pass interference call right there. And the Raiders should have been able to kick a game-winning field goal or try to attempt one at least. I don't know how you don't throw a flag there. I know the commentators are saying, "Oh, I love this. There's letting them play." Yeah, right. I guarantee you if that was the Raiders, though, they wouldn't be saying that. That was so blatant and obvious. It was insane. The guy was holding on for dear life onto Zay Jones' jersey. Should have been a flag. Raiders probably should have won that game, but they didn't, and now they're in this predicament. Now they're here. We are here, guys. The Raiders need to beat the Chiefs. If you guys want to go to the playoffs, if you're a Derek Carr fan, or let's say you're one of those people who don't care, I guess, about the team, you only like the quarterback. If you want Derek Carr to be successful, and you want this guy to, I don't know, maybe win a playoff game in his career, well, guess what? He has to beat the Chiefs and Arrowhead. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care that the Chiefs blew out the Raiders the last time they played them, 41-14. The Raiders can beat the Chiefs. If they execute and Derek Carr converts on third down, and when they get into the red zone, they actually get touchdowns instead of field goals, they can beat the Chiefs. That defense is not the greatest defense in the world for Kansas City. The Raiders can beat them. They can go toe for toe. They can score points off them. But that's going to be up to the Raiders to do that. They have to execute. After that, the Raiders got to go to Cleveland and play a very tough game against the Browns, which is a must-win game. Then they go home and play the Broncos. They have to win that game. They have to win out, guys. They have to win out. The only way they don't have to win out is if they beat the Chiefs and they lose against the Browns, but they beat the Broncos, Colts, and Chargers and hope that the Chargers and the Chiefs lose another game and then maybe the Raiders can win the AFC West. The Raiders, in my opinion, have a lot better shot at making the playoffs by winning the AFC West than it is to get the wild card. Because of that Bengals loss, there was so many tiebreakers around that, it really hurt them. If they would have beat the Bengals, they would be in decent shape, even with the Washington loss right now. But they lost, they lost that game. And they lost against Washington, which really hurt them, because now they're back now. Now they need help, but they also need to take care of their own business. And if they lose against the Chiefs, the season's over. And I say start Mariota, by the way. If they lose against Kansas City, I hope this organization realizes that, listen, the season's over. Why not? Or if you want, let Derek Carr play against the Browns in Cleveland. See how he does. It might be cold. See how he plays. But then, when you go back home and play against the Broncos in Vegas, just start Marcus Mariota. Give the fans what they want to see. Mariota, in my opinion, he was never really that great with Tennessee. So he might suck anyways. But it's still a change of pace from what we've been seeing. What we've been seeing is just a flat offense. A team that looks not inspired. A quarterback who's just dinking and dunking. A guy who's throwing it to guys' feet on third downs. A guy who can't convert a third down. And a guy who can't get into the end zone when they're in the red zone. So that's got to change. And I gave this guy the benefit of the doubt. I said, this season, the last 2 years, I know he collapsed. But this season, I'm going to see if this guy can do it. If he can do it. And he let me down once again. And remember, after the season, the Raiders are going to get a whole new coaching staff, just to let you know. By the way, when we start our shows next year, you're going to get a lot of information like that from me that I usually hold for the TRD Elite group. Well, now I'll be sharing a lot more stuff that I know to the public if you tune in. Especially for people who donate and stuff like that. So that's why I say, if you think this content is worth it, please donate and show me that it's worth it. Because the more you show me, the more I can talk. The more I feel comfortable talking. The more I just don't want to throw everything away for free. If you know what I mean. I have a whole group that donates to me, and that's why I put so much effort into there. Anyways, let's get back to the Raiders. So the Raiders play the Chiefs. They have to win this game. Like I said, it's do or die right now. Raiders have to win. And it's going to have to be, they got to convert on third downs. Now remember, the Raiders will be going up against the Kansas City Chiefs team. This is a very good team. Okay, especially on offense. They have the third ranked offense in the NFL. Their rush offense, they're ranked 9th. Their pass offense, they're ranked 5th in the league. Their third down offense, by the way. The Chiefs, they're number 1 in the NFL. Their third down offense. They are going up against. Get ready for this, guys. Get ready for this. Their third down offense is ranked number 1. They are going up against the Raiders' third down defense that is ranked 20th in the NFL. The Kansas City red zone offense, they are ranked 17th. And guess what the Raiders' red zone offense is? Defense, sorry. The red zone defense for the Raiders, they are dead last at 32. They are the worst of the worst when it comes to red zone defense is your Las Vegas Raiders. By the way, the Raiders' red zone offense, not much better. They are ranked 29th in the NFL. 29th. That is insane. The Chiefs, their red zone offense, they're 17th. If you're a Raider fan, you would take that over 29th any day of the week. Any day of the week. By the way, Raiders' third down conversion offense, they're 30th. They're ranked 30th in the NFL. 30th. And the Chiefs, remember, all these games, what do I always preach to everyone? It's all about matchups. And that's why I don't like some of these matchups. The Chiefs' third down defense, right? They are ranked 10th in the NFL. So it's going to be interesting. It really will. It's going to be interesting what happens in this game. The Raiders need to execute. If you don't execute, you are going to get just destroyed again. And you can't have that. The Raiders need to set up a good running game. They have to get a good running game going. They have to at least try to get a good running game going. They have no choice here. They have no choice. Remember, the Chiefs, their defense, they're not the greatest defense in the world, but they are good at limiting opponents' scoring. You know, they're 8th in the league, by the way. 8th on defense with points per game. But you can run off them. They're the 20th ranked defense against the run. The 24th pass defense. So that should give Raider fans some hope that you can move the ball off Kansas City if you execute. Now, in this game, Raiders got a lot of injuries, guys. A lot of injuries. So the guys haven't been practicing all week. Denzel Perryman has not been practicing all week. Nick Kwiatkowski, he's on IR. Like Darren Waller, looks like he's probably not going to play in this game. Jalen Richard, he's the COVID thing, of course, with Jalen Richard. And Carl Nassib, looks like he's not going to play in this game. So it's going to be Divine Diablo. Going to be lined up on Travis Kelce. Let's see how Diablo does. You know, what do you got to lose at this point? And also Malcolm Kuntz. He's going to get, some chances in this game. Maybe this is his coming out party. Maybe he can get after Patrick Mahomes, because that's what this Raiders defense will need to do. They will need to get after Patrick Mahomes and make him run around in the pocket. And that front four for the Raiders, especially in the outside with Crosby and Yank Ngakoue, they usually get after you if you're stuck in that pocket. It's when Patrick Mahomes and other quarterbacks get out of the pocket, the Raiders secondary sometimes breaks down, and then there's a big play that happens. Also, we will see about Trayvon Mullen. There's a good chance this guy, he might be able to play this Sunday. He might be able to play this Sunday, and the Raiders could use him. With all the injuries they have right now, they would be a good addition for that defense. Because this defense, they're going to have to put up some stops here. They have to. But no matter how many stops they put up, they had a lot of stops against Washington. People forget they had a lot of stops against Washington. But your offense needs to respond. They need to respond with points. The Raiders against Washington, they went quarter after quarter without scoring any points. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You can't just not score a single point. The first quarter, Raiders against Washington, 0. They put up nothing in the first quarter. Second quarter, they kicked a field goal instead of a touchdown. Third quarter, they kicked a field goal instead of a touchdown. The fourth quarter, they put up 9 points. 9. And that's why they lost. If you turn those 2-3 points right there in the second quarter and the third quarter to 7, the Raiders win. And that's what the Raiders got to start doing. They got to start scoring touchdowns in the red zone. They have no choice. They have to do it. They have to do it. Now, like I said, they have to get after Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully, make Patrick Mahomes make a mistake. This guy has already thrown 12 interceptions on a season. Maybe that's what the Raiders need. They need to create turnovers on defense, and then the offense needs to respond with touchdowns. If they can do that, because we all know when the Chiefs have the ball, they're probably going to score, right? Hopefully the Raiders defense maybe can limit them, Kansas City, to 3 points. Meanwhile, Derek Carr and his offense can get something going, and score some touchdowns. Because I feel like this is a game where the Raiders are going to have to score a lot. I think they should get into a shootout against Kansas City. You don't want a low-scoring game against them. The only time the Raiders ever beat Kansas City is when they had a shootout. So go back to that. You can do it. You have the weapons to do it. Deshaun Jackson is old, but he still has the speed. Zay Jones, he has the speed. If you throw him the ball more, other teams will take him more seriously. And you have Bryan Edwards and you have Hunter Renfrow. You do not have Kenyon Drake anymore. He's done. I don't think he'll ever play with. I'm pretty sure the Raiders will probably release him after the season. His contract's so big. Probably the last time you're ever going to see him. You have no more Alec Ingold. I mean, this team has dealt with a lot of stuff. off the field and on the field, with injuries and off the field with all the distractions and drama. They dealt with it a lot. But they are supposed to be playing for their special teams, now interim head coach, Richie Biscotta. They are supposed to be playing for him because the players love him so much. Well, they're playing right now like they could give a crap about him. That's how they're playing. They are embarrassing him every week when he has to go speak to the media. Luckily, the Raiders media is pretty much everyone who works at the Raiders besides like 3 people. So they're not going to ask any tough questions. Can you imagine if this guy was the coach in a big market where there's real media? You don't get that. You don't get that with Las Vegas. If there was real media there, a real reporter, or real media people would, as soon as Derek Carr came out there to speak, they would be asking him, are you worried about Marcus Mariota coming in a football game? That's what they would ask in New York. That's what they would ask in Green Bay. That's what they would probably ask in Pittsburgh. That's what they would ask in Philadelphia. But the Raiders, like I said, pretty much their whole press pool, besides like 3 or 4 people, I believe, work for the Las Vegas Raiders. So it's all propaganda. They even have their own AM radio station that no one listens to, by the way. Look at the numbers. But they have their own AM radio station with reporters as hosts. So we're supposed to take those people seriously? They're not going to tell you anything. They're not going to, they're told not to tell you anything. Not to tell you nothing. And that's their job. They're on the Raiders' payroll. Remember that. So anyways, here we go. Big game this coming Sunday. Can the Raiders, it'll be a big question, can they save their season? Can Derek Carr turn it around? The only way Derek Carr is going to turn this around, by the way, like I said, he's got to run the table. He's got to run the table and win the rest of these football games. That's the only way. And remember, he's due for an extension. What do you do if you are Mark Davis? Now, obviously, the Raiders are going to we'll talk about this at the end of the season, but obviously they're going to hire new coaches and a whole new regime, just to let you know that's happening. So it's going to be up to those coaches. That's what Mark Davis will probably do. Have them decide. So now, remember, Derek Carr could have took an extension already. He chose not to. He chose to play this year out because he thought he was going to get more money. If I am looking at this and I am a new coach coming in and seeing that this guy sucks in December, he's really good in September, but he just can't get it together late in season, I wouldn't give him an extension. I'm looking at a new quarterback. I would say, you know what? We'll keep you on the roster because you're under contract for another season. I'm not giving you an extension. I'm going to draft a quarterback, and then eventually, halfway through the season, I'm going to put that quarterback in, and you're going to be gone. I'm going to trade you right before the trade deadline. That's what I would do, honestly, because I can't trust Derek Carr anymore. How about Derek Carr earns everyone's trust again, and he wins out. He wins the rest of these games. He executes on third down. I know he's not the whole team, by the way, because I know someone will say that. He's not the whole team. Well, guess what? He is the quarterback. He is the one making the throws. He is the one not scoping the field. He is the one, when it's 3rd and 8, throwing a 3rd and 2, throwing a 2-yard pass. That is him. He is the one who, when they're in the red zone, doesn't use his feet when he can just run right in for a touchdown. This guy has to start scrambling more. He has to start improvising more. You can blame it on Greg Olsen all you want, but let me tell you something. This guy can change the play at the line anytime he wants to. He has full control over that line. And I do know there is something going on between him and Olsen. I'll just say that. That's why, my shows next year will be a lot better because I can go more into detail. But anyways, he has command of that offense. He can do whatever he wants. It's up to him. So Derek Carr, why don't you go out there, pull out the miracle, beat the Kansas City Chiefs, save the season at least for this coming week, and see if you can stack together 4 wins here 5 wins here and get yourself into the playoffs and make people like me believe in you. Until you do that, I'm not buying what you're selling. I want to see a miracle in Arrowhead this Sunday. Can this football team do it? Can they do it? We will find out, guys, and we will talk about it next week. My name is Stephen Michaels. Thank you all for listening. This is the Raiders Daily Podcast.